In this lecture, I am going to discuss some problems for matched filter. So this is the given pulse S of t, and for this we need to find out what is the impulse response of the matched filter. And in the previous lecture, I have derived your impulse response g of t is equal to S conjugate of t naught minus t. Okay, and if it is a real pulse, then this conjugate will go away, so t naught minus t, right? So this is for real pulse. Okay, so first what you have to do, it is a two-step process. First, to reverse the time axis, reverse the time axis, time shift, time folding, and then shifting. So how much you are going to shift, that depends on the value t naught. Okay, where you are going to select it. Therefore, the matched filter output depends on where you select your t naught value. Okay, in general, suppose if you take a pulse and you start from 0 and it ends up t, you wait up to t, at least t seconds. Therefore, the t naught value in general in communication system will take a capital T. So let us say t naught equal to capital T. In that case, what happens? This is a two-step process, as I said. The first one is you fold it first. Okay, so this is like this, then 1 2 3 4, right, like this. So this is minus t and this is 0. This is S of minus t, and then you shift by, let us then shift by t naught equal to capital T seconds to the right. Then what happens? This is 1 2 3 4, then height is 2, so it goes like this, then 1 to this point, like this. So this is your S of minus t plus t naught, that is S of minus t plus capital T. So this is your impulse response of the filter g of t. Okay, now first there is a two-step process in this. First you have to reverse the time axis, fold it, and then shift it by t seconds. Okay, whatever t naught is. Now take the second example. This is the example 1. First example, second example. Let me take a square pulse like this. This is 0t and this is capital T, and let's say this is my S of t. What is the first step? You reverse the time axis. So like this. This is S of minus t, and after that second step is shift by t naught second. This is minus t to the right. So again it looks same, so there is no difference in the shape. So S of minus t plus capital T. So this is t, this is 0, this is t. So this is your impulse response of the matched filter for a given pulse. So this is a given pulse. For a given pulse, this is the impulse response. Impulse response. Okay. Now take another example. Example 3. Take the same one like this. Then 1 2 3 4, like this. Capital T. Now in this case, let us assume t naught equal to 0. Then what happens? You first fold it. It will come like this, 1 2 3 4, like this. This is S of minus t. When t naught equal to 0, the same. This is equal to S of minus t plus t naught. This is S of minus t plus 0. So this is your g of t. Okay, so this is impulse response. Now the only thing is, it is a non-causal filter. CAUSCAL causal filter. Okay, when it is a non-causal filter, then you cannot realize that filter. Okay, physically, practically you cannot realize it. Okay, so whenever you choose T naught, this T naught is less than or equal to capital T, or sorry, not less than capital T, then it will result non-causal impulse filter. Non-causal filter. Therefore you have to choose at least T naught equal to capital T, or greater than or equal to capital T. Equal to T, or T naught should be greater than or equal to capital C, to avoid the non-causality. And in fact, T naught equal to 0 is the optimum value in digital communication environment. So T naught equal to capital T is the optimum value, because as I already mentioned in one of the previous lecture, that if you wait up to T equal to capital T seconds, you are seeing the entire entire pulse from 0 to T, so that you can take the decision. See, if you want to take a decision, then you have to wait until the pulse ends. Once if the pulse duration is over, then you can take the decision comfortably. So there are two advantages. One is the system or the filter is non-causal if you wait up to T seconds, and the second one is you can take very wise decision that you are looking the pulse from 0 to completely the duration of the pulse 0 to T. Therefore is the optimum value in digital communication environment. Because every T seconds we are transmitting one pulse, sending a new pulse. So better therefore choose the sampling instant equal to or the end of the pulse signaling interval. So this is what typically done. Okay, so you send a pulse like this, it starts 0 and ends T. So you have to wait up to this whole duration, and after this T second you are getting another new symbol, next new symbol will come. So you have to wait the whole symbol duration and then do the sampling. So that is why the matched filter based demodulation is really called symbol by symbol demodulation. So this is why this is called symbol by symbol demodulation. Symbol by symbol demodulation. So that means you look at one symbol at a time, sample the output at the right instant, that is T naught equal to capital T seconds. Okay, and then wait another T seconds and again sample it and take the decision. So therefore it is symbol by symbol demodulation. Let me take another example now. Example 4, take the same pulse. This is 0, this is T, S of T. Now again consider T naught equal to T naught, this is equal to 0. Then what happens? You just reverse the time axis, minus T, this is S of minus T. What is the second step? Add the T naught. Here add T naught. What is that? T naught, add T naught means what? Shifting to the right side. So S of minus T naught, minus T plus T naught, this is equal to S of minus T plus 0, which is the same as minus T. So this is therefore the impulse response is this one. So this is the impulse response. Again, if you notice, this is a non-causal. Why is it non-causal? Because your T naught is less than capital T. Here T naught equal to 0, 0 is less than capital T. Therefore, whenever your sampling instant is less than the pulse duration, then you will end up with a non-causal filter, and that non-causal filter is very difficult or not possible to realize. practically. So let me take another example, the last example. Okay, so now the pulse looks like this. Okay, it goes up to infinity, s of t. Okay, now for this, how do you find out the impulse response? The first step is reverse the time axis. Maybe I'll draw like this. Oh, sorry. Like this it goes, s of minus t, and choose some value. Okay, t naught is some arbitrary choose, because here the pulse duration capital T equal to infinity. The pulse, I'm sorry, here what is the pulse duration? Infinity. So you have to shift this pulse to the right by infinity. So it is impossible. Okay, so yeah, that means what, you have to wait infinite amount of time, infinite duration time. So to get causal filter response, causal filter, wait infinite duration. So it is impossible. So what you do is you move the pulse sufficiently to the right such that the energy in the negative axis is very less, negligibly small. So maybe like this. If you look at the energy in this is negligibly small. So this is the approximated matched filter. Approximated matched filter. Okay, so it doesn't matter, I can always choose any T naught, and the proper matched filter of course is causal. Suppose you choose value T naught equal to capital T and T naught capital T is infinity here, so you'll end up with a non-causal filter because it extends into the negative time axis and goes on and becomes zero at infinity. Okay, so if I want to make it causal now, then there is no way out, but choose a sufficiently large value T naught. So this is like, let's say this T naught is sufficiently large. Okay, such that when I wait sufficient large amount of time, then what will happen? The tail of the impulse response is this one, and it contains very less amount of energy. Okay, so it does not have significant energy. So this tail of the impulse response does not have significant energy. Okay, in the case you can say you can say that this is the approximated matched filter response. Okay, so this is some kind of approximate matched filter rather than exact matched filter. So this is not exact matched filter. Okay, it is an approximated matched filter or approximate matched filter. Okay, so in the next lecture we will invoke or use this matched filter theory in the designing of demodulators for different kinds of modulation schemes that we have considered earlier. Okay, so with this let me stop in this lecture, and we will see in the next lecture. Thank you very much.